obviously. So let's have a look over here then at Moho. All right, here we are with our little dude. He's coming along great. And the only things, we've done most of our corrective work, I believe. I'll have to check on like the legs and stuff. But for the most part, he is quite, what do you call it? Outfitted, rigged. But his eyes, that's just the left that we have rigged right now. So looking great though, but we need to have obviously the rest of them up. Man. So let's do that. I'm just already off my game. Maybe I should quit for the night. Not getting started properly, and now I'm just not into it anymore. My favorite things in the world. All right, let's do a blink right for him so we can get these eye blinks done at the very least. So we'll click on this. We're going to call this bone blink right. We're going to show the label, of course. It's a little smaller than the other one. It doesn't matter a whole lot. Let's see if we can, at least match them up a little bit. And then we're going to go into our bone menu and make a smart bone dial out of it. Of course, 90, 90, and 100. Let's just do 48. There's no reason to do 100 unless you got a lot of things going on from A to B, Man, luckily I can edit the beginning part of this video out. And why is my bone way down there? I don't know. Let's figure this out. I am feeling the burn, as they say right now. Not super, super, super thrilled with anything. This is you guys' chance to watch me get frustrated on camera. Okay, let's jump back, hopefully, back into this blink without it messing up too bad. So there we go. I don't know why that's going that way, but it needs to go this way. I did a move on it instead of the rotate. Yeah. So, with that, we're going to create and or blink this other eye. So this is going to be the right eye. We do have a lid and everything for this one as well. So on frame 48, we're going to do our extreme motions here. Let's take the lower lid. We're going to bring this dude up a fair amount, something that matches, the other closing of the other lid. It's been a very frustrating week for me, folks. I'm getting better, but it's funny, all the little things. All right, there we go. Let's see how that's not horrible. I don't like that little guy here doing what it's doing. So let's just see how it is. We're going to have to thicken this line at frame 48, that point anyway. So let me go. What am I even doing? Grab that point, and there we go. So at 48, this one here is the one that needs to be widened out. And I know those are going to have to be kind of repositioned because they're, for one, a little bit wonky, but also I think they're too high. So, yeah, if you guys are watching, say hello. It is always nice to hear from you. And let's go ahead and go on to the upper right lid. It's going to need to be quite knocked over. I'm gonna add another point in here, obviously. This is gonna come down like so. We might leave that black line kind of exposed. And it seems like, oh man, that's becoming a mess. No, you have control of all your curves and everything still, so all is well. Let's get this guy back up here, and so. And let's just see what's happening here. So obviously that needs a middle frame or two. Didn't even realize that one was way up there doing what it was doing originally. So we're gonna have to fix this here, the original frame. Cool. So for the most part, we've got that. Obviously, this middle section, anywhere around here, needs to be adjusted. More like adjusted Timberlake. That was kind of not funny. All right, cool. Let's find the other bits. I'm thinking this, we're going to probably bring down a little more there. Let's find out how this is going to look on the closing. So somewhere through here, we need to adjust our curves again. Probably even grab this point and pull it out a little ways. And something else I really need to do is make sure all these points are linear here. That will help some of this be a little bit straighter. I'm going to have to adjust now that I've done that, though. But some of the points will slow down and speed up more than with others when you have that set to other things other than linear, which they should be doing because they're, interpolating as it moves, but sometimes it doesn't move exactly how you'd expect that way. So what are you guys up to? Who's watching? We had quite a few people watching a minute ago, probably for my frustrated moment and my bad attitude. But yeah, everybody loves a car wreck. Okay, cool. And I think that's all right. I think right around here too, I need to make sure that some of these middle frames are not warbling in and out. Kind of like this. I think this is due to the curve or the curves of those guys. Okay, there, that's fine. But here, right about somewhere in the middle here, should be adjusted. So along these lines. So if it is not perfect, it's okay. But I think that one works as well. So we're going to not have the blink R2 any more than we had the blink R1 2. meaning he can blink all the way open, all the way closed, and we don't need to worry about widening the eyes because that's the way he's starting. It's not going to hurt anything at all. So we're going to have now blink R, and we don't have to worry about that. I don't know why that's wiggling around like it's doing. That's not something I'm used to. And then we're going to have this blink L. I need to figure out what's going on with this, though, because I have not seen that before. It could be just because it's on frame 0, because sometimes things get wonky there. And no, that is not what's going on. I have some kind of odd control. It must be parented to another bone or something. So what we're going to do on frame 0 is check that parenting just to see if, and it's probably what it is, or I left the bone power on something. So the power, nope, nothing there. So that's good. Well, I might have that there, but that's okay. And then the parenting, this is probably the culprit. Yep, we have this one parented to that one. We want it parented to nothing, and now it'll work perfectly. So as we go back, this one will now close and open, and this one will too. So something else that a lot of people think about when they do this is having bone controls control other bone controls. So this is kind of a cool thing you can learn to do if you don't already know. We can, I'm going to move these guys first on frame 0. I'm just going to pull these down a little bit and get them in a better position, a little more even, etc. But then once we have those, make sure you're not selecting any other bones. I think I accidentally bumped this one when I went to make the control bone. No bones are selected, so they won't parent, and we're going to add another bone. You can put it wherever you want. I'm going to call this one just blink. Not blink left or right, but just blink. So with, whoops, what happened to the bone? It just appeared. Okay, that's an odd thing. So I'm going to make it again. We're going to type in here, blink, enter. And then I'm going to go on and select it. We're going to click on the show label, bone, and make smart bone dial. So we don't need, yeah, exactly like that is perfectly fine. We don't even need, both sides, but I'm going to leave it because it's easy right now. And so within this timeline, you'll see this one goes down. And instead of making all the adjustments over here now, because, well, those have been made, all we have to do now is make our other bones go down at this point. That means when this bone moves, it will control the two of those. And that way we can blink these together. So we go back to our bone layer here, and we are going to manipulate just the blink, and you'll see they work perfectly together. And then if we want to wonk them out at all, we can. And then we can blink them, and they will right themselves again. And of course we can make them as low as we want when we blink, and they retain a little bit of that lowness. I think they're just getting stuck personally, but not even sure why they do that. It's a little bit of if you move too fast with the bone, it tends to, and maybe this is the point of doing them 100 frames. That's quite possible. Anyway, we've got that, so we can have a little blink going. And now we've got the eyes up and down. We've got the eyes left and right. So that's all very cool. It's a little counterintuitive to me because I expect that left down of the bone here to bring the eyes down and this to bring them up. But hey, I mean, these do at least bring them left and right. All right, now we need some type of talking. So we're going to have to work out some phonemes. This mouth is way too involved to do switch layers. It's not going to look good either because it's kind of big. If it was a small mouth or a simple animation, that'd be one thing. So what I'm going to do is start with moving some points around. with the mouth. Let's just close up our eyes for now. And we're going to come in here to the mouth, which has a fair amount of layers, as you can see. And so we're going to do an open and close to start with. So with no bones selected and on our bone layer, I'm going to, and these bones really need to be another color, don't they? Let's see, edit preferences. Let's see if we can make our bones different. So this is object. Let's just make these like a really either dark green or something. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that's better. We can at least see them, right? So I'm going to make, with nothing selected, I'm going to make a new bone. And this is just going to be for open and close the mouth, a standard open and close of the mouth. And with that selected, we need to open mouth. We could have put mouth open. That's probably a better way to say it, but we're going to do the way I've got it. So show label. I don't know why this one didn't also turn green. Oh, it is until it's selected. Gotcha. And then we're going to go into bone, make smart bone dial as usual. And let's go ahead. Heck with it. Let's do 100 frames. Maybe it won't get stuck. So the mouth is pretty open right now. This one's going to be our close. So I'm going to relabel this. Well, no, I'm not, because it'll be closed when it's to the left. It'll be open. Works the same way. So let's just go ahead and do a closed mouth here. And we need to go in and select a lot of these layers to say, you know, what's happening. So the teeth are going to need to come together. So first of all, let's get teeth bottom right. We're going to move those up a bit. And I think we should meet probably the middles first. So let's go with teeth bottom front. I'm just going to grab those guys and pull them up to about halfway. Teeth bottom right now, you know, I guess about the same kind of thing. Teeth bottom left, sure, why not? I keep saying things I'm not actually doing. I apologize for that. Sometimes I do that. And then the tongue, it will also have to come up. So let's get it and just bring it up a bit. The mouth shadow we don't need just yet. And the teeth bottom front, gum bottom. Let's go ahead and grab that dude and pull it up this way. Let's see what we had before. You know, that's partially there. Teeth top front. We're just going to grab those now and pull them down. Teeth top right. I'm thinking these guys, though, the bottom jaw should move more. Let me undo. You know what I'm saying, right? Let's get that there. The bottom jaw should be the one really that's moving the most. So let's undo a little bit of this magic that we've done. And we're going to move all of these up at the same time, which would be the smart way to do it. The gum bottom as well. And let's see if it'll let us grab all of these. Now, those are layers. I don't necessarily want to do this with layers, so I could be completely talking trash here. And we're going to, yeah, I'm totally talking trash. We're going to pull this up about here. And then we're just going to go ahead and do what we were doing before. The teeth, we're just going to make sure that this moves more than the upper. Because of course it would. In real life. This isn't real life, but you know what I mean. Is this just fantasy? You know what I was thinking. Tongue going up here with this guy as well. And we can make the top come down a little. So T-top side right, we'll bring those down slightly because the mouth is going to be slightly disjointed. It's a slug. You know what I mean? He's not a human, so he doesn't have this cranium kind of action happening as much. He's looser in the face. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. If you guys are watching, say hello. Let me know. Okay, left front, and there we go. We got to test this to make sure everything's relatively aligned. It's very Rick and Morty, I just noticed, which is not a bad thing. Okay, and now gum top. This is not our lip. It looks like a lip, but this is actually the gums from the top. So we're getting this action now, which is pretty funny. And now the lips. Now we need to make these actually close. So good luck. No, I'm kidding. So let's get, and this is going to be weird because the lip and the cheeks and stuff are different, but this is the only time we really have to animate this difficultly. So we're going to go with mouth now. This is going to be the actual opening of the mouth. So let me just align things slightly better. This is going to come down somewhat over most everything. And yes, it's this hard and kind of tedious, even in Moho. This is rigged animation, so it's actually less time consuming. It takes less time, but is it easier? That's not really the word I would use. For one, I don't want you to think I do easy crap. No, it's just not the word I would use. It's not easy. It's a little faster to animate in Moho than it is frame by frame, but you can do frame by frame in here too, and it's you can make it as difficult as you like, however difficult you like it to be. Weird thing to say, I know. All right, so we're gonna bring this up. I'm gonna try to find a good middle point to meet the lips at. This is pretty close, but I'm thinking I want to drop the top one just a little lower. Get these up where they go. It'll be a pretty dramatic mouth closing, which is cool. Gives them a lot of life, you know, the animation and all that. So I'll just pull this down somewhat. Try not to overlap these too much. They don't look bad, okay? So they don't look horrible. Let's get that way, and let's go this one about here, etc. These will straighten out a little bit as I get the others where they go. I'm really looking forward to animating this guy because I think he's going to be hilarious, especially with the voices and stuff, you know. Yeah, he'll have quite the salty disposition. Have you ever seen the Y-Files? Well, think of Hecklefish, if you know who he is. So now I'm going to just sort of come back here and have a look at how this is going to work so far. We need to move that top lip ridge line thing down. I think that is not supposed to be a closed shape, as funny as that is that I did that. So I'm going to grab the whole thing and move it down. And I'll possibly curve it the other way now. Let me see how this goes. So that's pretty close up there. So we're going to make it pretty close down here too. And probably make it not an open shape like that. So to remedy any weirdness. Ah, that's because it's a hole. I was wondering why that was odd. Okay, so easy fix. We select this shape. We take off the fill. And now it is exactly what I would want. And now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to see about deleting this one line. Now, this has to be done outside of this, so we're not going to do it right now. But yeah, I'll delete that bottom line probably. And I'm going to pull these guys down a bit. for it just to make sense. There we go. Okay, not horrible. That is not horrible at all. Yes?
Talking to me? Yeah.
Do it.
Everything's fine.
Okay, well. All right, so mouth shadow now. This is going to go from right in the center of that gum line because it is masked. So I'm going to go to 100 and bring it right up to that line. And I'm thinking the top obviously needs to go all the way up. The middle is not going to go all the way up so much. Let's get this sorted out here. Those will flatten out as we get the others up there. Pull this down slightly. It looks like I need to fix whatever this is. It's that belly color. This will go up in there. And something like this. And I'll adjust this here shortly. And the cheeks. I mean, right now I'm just worried about this mouth shadow. So what's happening is this now. So that yellow will follow this line up as much as it can without exposing the bright yellow or trying to overlap too much. I don't think it matters because this has been masked. So I'm not even going to worry about that. So we should have, oops, that we do have that exposure happening. That's probably my fault from what I just did, but also we should make these guys linear to keep any weird speed issues from happening. So right about here, just right in the middle, we need to make sure we catch this up. Guess that doesn't have to be right on the line because, of course, this has been masked. It looks like I need to move that other belly up at that point too. Something I did not do. So far so good. That looks great in my opinion. A little bit low there. A couple of parts that are, I think it's because I tried to make this too perfect on that one frame and now, it's falling behind. That's normal. So we'll just double check these that they don't do anything weird and reveal anything too much. And I think that is pretty good. And now I've got to do this shadow here, which should probably just move up pretty much this, with it. And then we'll worry about the lines here after the fact. So I'm going to grab this shape. And as that comes up to a frame 100, I'm just going to shove this way. Right about there. That looks pretty good. I don't even think it needs any adjusting, really. And then let's fix that belly shape real quick. That's going to be here. I think that's the one that's wrong. Just going to check it. So 100 belly. And I'm just going to pull these guys to here. These guys need to be readjusted for the fact that all of that is kind of nasty. I'm going to have to adjust some points there. Let's get these here. We're going to have to add points, you can see, for sure. I didn't put enough thinking it was just going to be the belly that was affected. I was wrong. Okay, so there's that. At least that closes without a problem, at least there. Get that maybe a little higher now because it's going to overlap there. Okay, we'll leave that, get rid of this keyframe. I have to go back and put some more points in there. So real quickly, we're going to run to the main line, go back to frame 0, and just drop in a few more points. I'm always saying I never add enough. And so now I've proven it right here on camera. Whoops. There we go. Nope. Escape. There we go. And then one here probably. Definitely one here. Maybe even that one. It's all good. And then, yeah, definitely one here and here because that's where more of the resolution is going to need to be. So let's try it out. I'm going to go back down to our open mouth one. It's not truly opening the mouth. You get it, though. And we're going to go here. Don't know why I put that one there, but right here, it's going to be closed, and that's where we need to make a lot of adjustments. Is that tea I'm hearing?
No, it's my coffee.
Okay.
You want a cup of tea?
If I could, yeah. So this is going to go better that way. You can see with more resolution, you can get better resolution. That's amazing. Huh? All right. So now we just got to do some corrections here and there, like maybe this little guy. That's probably all right. It's got kind of that hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. I think that works fine there. So now we just got to move those lines up. So let's go find them. So this is going to be the mouth shadow. We got that. Teeth bottom we got. Gum bottom. Teeth top side, gum top. Okay, let's look at these cheeks. Here is this guy. So I don't want to get rid of his expression because the mouth closes, but all this definitely needs to be moved around. So let's go ahead and grab all of these and just pull them down to where they still connect. And then I think like something like this line maybe should be bigger. You know, something like that. Let's just see, because I know it's going to break when it goes up here now, more than likely. We can get that corrected just a bit more. Okay, and then we can fix it here even in the beginning, you know, because I sloppily apparently drew that. And that would be okay. And let's get that more like so and like so. And then we can make these points a little larger if it'll be cool with that. You know, just something to help it feel like it's all more together. If it's a little wiggly, it's fine. I just realized that. So we're just going to go, let's go to here now, that one keyframe we made, make sure all is well there. Could probably use a couple of little adjustments. I'm going to go from here to here. Let's see, this could stay adjusted. Can even give this a bit more curve, you know, just to keep with the natural shapes. And I think I can live with that. It's not perfect. Let's check right through here. You know, and you just want to tweak this stuff around until it's at least to a good, believable place. I think that works. Cool. Now let's just check the other cheek here now, because as that one comes up or down, this one will need to as well. So 90, 99, 100. And then we'll grab this one and also give it a little drop. I'm wondering if it should angle slightly or something. I'm thinking that if I maybe just kind of soften it a little. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Let me know what you guys think. Say hello. Yeah, I think he's working out pretty good. This whole thing should probably move up though now. The dark spot. So that's supposed to be the shadow of that mouth. So let's go ahead and grab that. The bigger shadow, that is. Now down here, it's sort of overlapping that brown spot. So we'll make it do kind of the same thing. That's the mouse shadow. We need the bigger brown spot. Let's find out where that is. Oh, it's all the same layer. Cool. All right, so this will now take these guys up here. Gets a little confusing, and it is a lot about how you stack your layers, order them, and everything else. So keep it all in mind. It's a lot to keep in mind. All right, let's just see how this is gonna play out here. So if I slide back down, that's not bad. I almost want it to get slightly thinner though. More thin, as you should say. Slightly more thin. Let's see what happens to that side. Okay, that one does overlap still a bit, meaning these should still come up a little more. So they go, ah. And I'm thinking that darker one should even move even closer and be more flattened out. And then we can bring the other parts closer this way because it is just the shadow of that lower lip. It's just the shadow of the lip. Just keep that all to myself. Okay. So let's see with a little bit of tweaking there. That's pretty good. We need to move the wrinkles now. Those are going to come with that mouth layer. So we got to figure out where they go from first. So pretty much, yeah, they're going to stay kind of the same distance, I think, from the mouth that they, are the whole time. So something a little like this. Started watching a show called Only Murders in the Building. You guys should check it out. It's pretty cool. I'm actually missing the show right now. I want to see it. So maybe I'll do that in a little bit. Let's see. This one will have to come up here along with the others. So as you guys see my video today on ChatGPT and how it loves me. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I'm cool with it. Heck, I would date a robot, so why would I not enjoy ChatGPT telling me it loves me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if the robot was, you know what I'm saying. Oh, I'm going to get demonetized. It's okay. I'm not monetized yet. All right. Let's see what's happening here. Cool. That looks good. That looks good. So now we need to move. Let's see. We got the big one moving. Let's move this next one. And it's all just like a big method here. You just kind of, it's a puzzle. You grab these little pieces and just make them work. And if they don't, you make them work. I think I just said that though. All right, so there we go. Those are just going to move straight up in there. And it looks like these, yeah, they do have lines. They're just very small. So we'll just pull this right up in here too. I think that that's about where that goes, but we'll see. Kind of maybe a little more in the middle. Not so much on the edge. This one is right on the edge, so you can see I'm gauging this, right, guys? Hopefully it's helping you maybe with one of your own projects. If it is, let me know. Somebody talk to me. Hopefully I have my sound up. That could be a problem if I didn't. Maybe I should check that. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it looks like it's up. Let me know what you guys think, please. I'm begging now. Okay, so let's figure out where these other ones are. They're pretty much along the middle section as well. So I'm just going to grab all, oops, I'm going to grab all these with a marquee or lasso right here and move those up into the approximate place. Angle them a little bit. Let's see how that works. So the thing with cartoons, you have a lot of leeway. So that's too high there, though. Whoops, don't want to rotate it. A little too high there. Little too low. That point. Let's see. And a little too low there. Oh, you know why? Well, they are linear. Nope, those are not. So we're going to go ahead and set those to linear. That is an alarm. Yeah. Cool. Got to pick the conjoined twins up from school tomorrow. I'm kidding. I just leave them there. Okay, so let's go ahead and surround these. And when they come up to here, those now are just going to get slapped up in here. Probably angled slightly. Let's see now. Yeah, that's working. And you really only want to be affecting, like, say, the mouth at this point, because that way you can add other pieces to the expression and whatnot. So I'm just going to come back to the main line here. Let's go back to our bone layer, and now we have this open mouth control that does exactly that. And then, of course, we can blink. We can make him sleeping, open his eyes. Now, I'm going to fix this eye. I'm just noticing I do not like that right blink pretty much at all at this point. So, or the left blink, I mean. Yeah, that's way too angled for me. He is on an angle, but that's just a little too much. So let's go back in here to the blink left. And right about here, it's fine, but that's actually still too angled as well. So I'm going to find the eye left, go to our lower lid. Seemed right at the time, but I think he even thought for a minute, I think it's a little high. I thought it kind of at the time. Should have listened to myself. All right, so that's not bad. So I'm just going to make sure that there's nothing weird. That one is slightly weird here. So I just kind of want to bring up maybe a little more of this. Up, and we got to make these linear. So this is part of the issue that things like this have. So I don't like this sort of shove through like that. So this really is getting most of its motion right there, which I don't like. So let's delete these middle ones. That way we'll get the motion all the way through. And let's work on the top lid because it's the one that's going to make the difference for us now. This needs to come down at least where it's here. These are going to need to be closed up. And then we'll check the middles. So that middle is not great. It's too high still. This will be more like so. So we get that closing a little more natural. Now there's a sharp bump that kind of kicks back to here. I'm just going to round these out a little bit. Probably didn't even need this many points, but I like to prepare. All right, let's go back to the main line and see if this works better. And the reason why I go back here is so I can see it with both blinks at the same time. So let's see. Yeah, it's not perfect. It's still a little weird, but it is much, much better. And it's getting stuck. Cool. So once it works, it still bugs out. No pun intended. And when I animate this, it'll be slow. So I will actually not have any weird skips during the animation. So that is a good thing to know. All right. So now we have, check it. So now we have, Gina, the mouth open and close.
That looks good.
And I will need to make a kind of yelly mouth from here. So it's going to be mouth open. The second action we have for the open mouth, which we already have ready to jump into. So this one now is going to be just as difficult as that first one. So fun. I'm going to go ahead and save because I'm feeling a bit of a lag. It's probably because of the streaming software, which is typically the case. Now this is going to be if he opens his mouth much bigger. So we'll close things up that we can afford to and come down to the main mouth shape. And I'm just going to not care about the lines just yet. I'm going to grab the dots that I want. I want to get this big enough to where if he yells like, "Oh my God," he's funny. We get the cool reaction we're looking for. So I'm just going to really pull these guys down quite a bit. Wider. This one, not that one. I'm going to make sure I am not moving any of this belly area or any of that kind of stuff. Even though I am. I just said I wasn't, but I am. And cool. Now we're going to have to move all of these guys down, which we pretty much knew was the case. But what I'm going to do is kind of grab all of their kind of respective points and just sort of pull these down to begin with. That way, we'll get this sort of movement there without too much trouble. You're thinking, oh no, he's going to go through all those points again individually. No, not if I don't have to. I will tell you that. I'm not lazy, but man, I try. I'm going to pull these straight down. We'll figure out where that goes in a bit. These, because trust me, it will tell me when it's wrong because it looks bad. These will be somewhere down here. And I'm doing these individually because they're all kind of at different positions and angles when this happens. So better just to kind of move them a bit individually. I'll worry about where they're at once we get the other stuff moved around. So this mouth shadow, once again, Needs to be moved as well. And the best way to check this is just to go back to where it's originating from. You can see that the wrinkles work actually surprisingly well. They're a great position. And the mouth shadow, we're going to move the dark one. It's going to pretty much line up with these these wrinkles right here. So we'll shape it if we need to a little bit once it's done. But it's going to be kind of like that. Actually, it's going to be a little lower than that. So align with those, like I said. And I'll move some of the points around to make sure it's correct. Okay, and then we're going to get the other shadow, this one here. But we only, well, I guess we don't want to get everything. We just want to get the bottom parts here. So we want to leave it attached, up at the top. And we got to figure out just where this cuts through all this. It's about midway through this guy from what I remember. So let's just kind of take a look now. Yeah, I think that works good. This is quite Rick and Morty. I'm realizing the more I do this. So like I said, not a bad thing. Okay, the tongue we can just grab and throw down here. In fact, I don't think we want to make it larger or anything because we could move that tongue, and I don't want to screw with that yet. So the teeth, this side, bottom, come down a ways. I'm not going to tilt them yet. These over here, same thing. These bottom front ones. Just get everything lined up pretty much where it goes. These are going to have to be tilted no matter what, so I'm going to give those a bit of a tilt. We'll worry about individual points here in a bit. So on the bottom left, definitely a rotation on that one and down. I don't know where they fit with each other just yet. They look like they're separating quite a bit, and I don't really want that. So I'm going to move these guys into where, more where they should be. Let's see if that works better. So about halfway down or so, maybe here. Yeah, they're taking too much of a dip here, all of them. So we're going to grab these right ones now and pull those back up. And the front ones do the same. Whoops, don't change the shape of them, buddy. This way, I'm going to rotate these slightly like this. That feels a bit better, but they do, because we have smoothing on, we're going to take that out. Linear. And now they should, for the most part, line up where they go. Keep in mind, I keep forgetting we're going to have gums in here, so I'm going to have to reposition the teeth anyway. Gum bottom, we're just going to move the whole thing down to start with, kind of like so. We can show more gum as he's screaming. That's totally fine. I'm going to pull these pieces back up, though. And you got to think about the comedy, the humor that's going to be in a movement like that. How would it be funny, not just the physical, well, it's got to be from here to there, but how can you make that, hilarious? I don't know yet, but that is what I got to think about. Okay, so with that down, I got to make sure the middle still plays okay. Looks like they're receding slightly. That was a gum joke, by the way, and a dumb joke. And let's get these slightly up. Let's make sure they're not gonna see. Now they're pinching pretty good, which we don't want these pinchy gums. Pinchy gums. That's Spanish for too dark, not brushed enough. Okay, and so that's fine. Make sure it's relatively consistent and linear. So each point, needs that done to it over time, because they do sort of Go on a per point basis, I think, with that. So good. And I think, and now the teeth really need work, and the tongue is too low as well. I mean, in general, he could have it lower if we wanted. I'm probably going to see more of it, see more with it higher up. I mean, with it open more. All right, teeth bottom left. Obviously, you guys need to come up and show yourselves. These two, and then these especially. Let's just see what they look like now as they. So those are slowing down. We don't want that. Linear, but it says they are. So this is a positional keyframe issue. So as they get here, they need to still be here. So there we go. I'm going to take this keyframe out real quick. Yeah, and I'm going to do that for all three because I think this keyframe is not in the right place. I'm going to kill that one too and figure this out because as these get to the bottom from here, they're kind of showing less, but then they need to show more. And I need to make sure that these are all linear here. And they say they are for that one. Let's make sure they are for that here. I have a feeling one of these isn't, and that is the one. And then make sure these and these and these are, because I think these are not also. Yep. They're kind of jumbling around a little weirdly in there, so I had to check that. So cool. And let's now see if they're, yeah, I think that works perfect. That's all we had to do. Let me make sure the tongue is, I think, a little higher up. Yeah, that is no good. So let's go with it. And I'm pretty sure this is not linear, which it is not. And on the last keyframe, it really needs to be a lot higher in the mouth and maybe even a little larger. So it's like, wah! Okay, and let's get the top lip going a bit. Now the top teeth don't have to move. The gum doesn't have to move, just that top lip. So that's going to be here on the mouth. And we are going to, nope, not you. We're going to move you like so. Like I said, trying to make this funnier. Like, well, how do you do that with a slug? Well, slow going, I guess. It's slow going. Get it? Slug? It's a slow thing. Never mind. Okay. So let's just see if a slug were to have screamed, what would it look like? So let's see. Nah. And if we want, we could move the gums and teeth a bit. I mean, this is a cartoon. So let's try the gum top a little, because I think that's weird that they sit so still. Teeth front, that's fine. And maybe they can, let's take it as not a layer, but a whole piece here. And just kind of widen, even make them a little bit longer. So we get kind of a, I like that, sort of jets forward slightly. These can widen a little bit here. And then these, very hard to see what I'm doing. these are going to kind of do that bit of a jut as well. I think that angle kind of helps that. Yeah, that works. I think that works. Lizard people. So we can go, ah. So at times, let's go back to our main line. When he is calm, which is going to be half the time, he's going to have his mouth closed. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Make sure we have everything good to go there on that mouth. Yeah, I think that's okay. Mouth closed. Eyes are going to be calm. I still don't care for that eye, but it does give him a little attitude, but I don't really care for it. I think I want to be a little more angled the opposite way. But you get the idea, because at any minute, though, he's going to go, ah, and go, ah, or like that. His antennas are going to also show a lot of character, so that'll be cool. So let's get him back to normal. Let's go in here to that eye blink again. So blink left, 1. And it's just a little too angled overall. So let's just go back into our eye left layer. I'm going to take this upper and just try to figure out where that looks the worst. Obviously pretty bad there. Now as it comes down, that guy needs to drop way lower. To that effect, probably. And this one, definitely, again, just kind of adjust these around. And then here, it's not horribly bad there. However, I still think it's a little weird that that one is up kind of where it is. And we're going to take the lower lid now. Make that feel a little bit more normal too. Yeah, I think that works okay. Maybe not have these guys kind of jutting forward individually. I think that's kind of where my weirdness is coming from. And no one will ever probably see that as much as I am, but just don't want it to feel weird at all. Either way, grab the curves here and fix this, because I think this is what's bothering me a lot as well. So halfway through, I don't like any of that. And I have to remember that when he is here, that nothing weird can be there. That what, dear? Okay, well, live stream. Huh? So let's just go from there. I think this one just needs to be more out. So weird bump in somewhere here. And also, This needs more of a curve, of course. Oops. More of a curve, and that was going to help come from here. And this as well. I think that's better. So let's go back to the main line and check it with the other eye, all in a complete blink. Let's see what happens here. So yeah, it's a bit better. This one's a little lagging behind. So maybe I will adjust it now. I think partly is that this is too, I don't know. So about here is where that needs to meet his other eye, in my opinion. If I wanted to keep them even, that is. So we'll go back into blink 1. And actually, no, I need to go back into the blink for that eye. So this is going to be blink R. Nobody talking tonight, huh? That's cool. Everybody's just tired, huh? So about halfway through there, I think this should really have the lid about halfway down. Yeah. So let's do that. I'll delete these other frames for now that are in front, because that's going to make for a reverse engineering there, which I do not like to do. So this is going to be a lot more on the intoxicated eye kind of vibe. Get these just a little more straightened out. And curves. Get that guy looking okay. And it probably needs a little more, less flat through here, probably. All right, let's just see how it looks. Overall, I think it's okay. It's a little sharp or weird right through here. Let's just see how that happens. And then we'll go back up on both these and find out if we're good to go. It's this tedious stuff, though, that kind of just makes it really good, though. It's what tires me out, but, you know, in the end, yeah, see, those are better. They're not perfect still, but I think he's got some character there. So it's all, oh, senor. And he might have a little Hispanic accent. We're not sure yet. $20. It's possible. It's too bad I didn't make him a worm. He could be the tequila worm, but I don't drink, and this is a lot of kids watch my channel, so I probably shouldn't. Just wondering. I think that's still a bit weird on the halfway open. Yeah, that's pretty much a 45-degree angle that is on. Let's just adjust it a little bit more. So blink right or go back in there. Halfway through, that's kind of should be like on a 45. Let me just check the 45. Yeah, see, I think that should be a little more whatever. And that is not, see, that doesn't have enough kind of wrap around there either. So let's just go into this upper lid. Yeah, there's going to be some tutorials coming soon for a few things I've been doing and wanting to teach you guys. So don't worry, those are coming. Actually, this needs to go there. Overwrite those. Let's see. That's a bit smoother. And about halfway through, I kind of want this a little bit more closed here. Very much a halfway point. Let me know what you guys think, if you agree with me or not. All right, let's just go back and see what it looks like. And grab our blink here. And I think, yeah, much better. It's a lot more even, you see? Blink, 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 blink. So perfect. And then his mouth can close. He can relax, a little bit. He can go, hey, that's what I think about you. And then we can give him some facial expressions, some other mouth expressions like the ooh and oh, and the F and D and so forth. So I mean, he'll probably be cussing, but he's going to be bleeped if he does, because I think that's hilarious. I never liked South Park where you could hear the words. I always liked it when you put the bleeps, because it just seemed more, I don't know, you can imagine what it would sound like more, and it was just funnier. So yeah, these eyes can go up and down and left and right. He could go, taco. I don't know if he speaks that way or not, but it's kind of funny to think he might. Oh, they got a weird flippy line happening. Oh, I think there was just a lag happening there. And then he can, yeah, look at that. Total expression, man. Taco. Yes. Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. That's what I like. Ah! I think I'm going to make that lip, though, a little bit more, almost more expressive. We'll see. I'll build some expressions in, though, and stuff. And, then it'll be good. It'll be really good. Those don't work unless, of course, you Control Alt C or Control Shift C, and you get that back in place. But those don't work unless you're on like frame 1 or later. And then now you can grab these and move them around. And you could say, make a heart shape with them or something like that. You can use some stretch on this and, stretch bones, and it will let you do crazy stuff like that. And I could say, or, hey, how about you come over tonight? Anything you want. You can look down. I like what I see. You could look this way. Then he goes, nobody's watching. Yeah. Anyway, you guys get the idea. So we got the blinks corrected. We got the mouth opening and closing corrected with wide and narrow. Blinks and left to right, up and down eyes. I'm going to stop for the night. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. So have a good night. Take it easy, and goodbye.